Can 10 minutes of reading before bed actually help? Look, we all hear that opening a book at night is supposed to help you unwind, right? But we really need to figure out what's actually happening in our brains during those crucial final moments of the day.
So, we gotta ask, is this a real biological effect, or is it just some comforting cliché? Well, the answer is way more fascinating than a simple yes or no. And honestly, it completely flips how we should approach our evenings, especially since we're all, let's face it, constantly plugged in.
Because here are the actual stakes for your brain every single night. On one hand, you've got the reality most of us are living right now, an overstimulated evening, right? The harsh phone glow, the endless rapid-fire doom scrolling, just total mental overload literally right before your head hits the pillow. But contrast that with a reading ritual. We're talking dim light, holding a physical book, your breathing naturally slows down. It's a calm transition. And hey, this isn't just about the aesthetics of a cozy night in. This is pure biology.
And the hard science absolutely backs this up. Let's skip the dense academic jargon and just look at the numbers. 991. That's the number of people involved in a massive recent randomized trial. Researchers basically took this group and had them either read a book in bed before going to sleep for 7 nights, or just not read at all.
The results? Incredibly clean and totally undeniable. 42% of the readers reported improved sleep. Now compare that to just 28% in the control group who weren't reading. That is a massive immediate advantage, just from sneaking in a few minutes of reading over the course of a single week.
But here is the absolutely crucial takeaway. It's not a miracle. It's a ritual. Look, the data doesn't mean reading is some magic cure-all for every sleep issue out there. But it does prove that a reading ritual genuinely, measurably helps. It acts as a super powerful behavioral trigger for your entire body. So why does this trigger work so well? Well, because reading slows the mind down. It fundamentally shifts the mental rhythm at the end of your day. Think about it. Most of our evening routines, firing off late emails, watching highly stimulating videos, they are literally designed to keep your brain on high alert. Reading directly counters all that sustained alertness. It does this by creating a transition, a bridge, really, between stimulation and rest. And honestly, this is the true functional purpose of reading at night. It's that essential structural bridge your mind desperately requires to safely cross over from a hyper-stimulated, super fast-paced day straight into deep, restorative rest. You can't just flip a switch in your brain, right? You need the bridge. In practice, reading asks you to do something we almost never do anymore. Stay with one thing, one page, one scene, one thread. A physical book systematically takes your completely scattered attention and forces it to narrow down to a single focus. Instead of your brain bouncing in 100 different directions at once, it anchors you. And at night, that narrowing of attention matters immensely. But look, let's keep this completely grounded in realistic expectations here. 10 minutes will not fix every bad night. We're not selling a panacea. You are definitely still going to have stressful days and the occasional restless night. But those 10 minutes of reading, they absolutely become a much calmer, way more reliable way to finally step off the treadmill of your day. It is simply a better ending to the day. And that really matters because getting better sleep isn't always about, doing more. We don't always need to force some complex new routine into our lives. Sometimes it just improves by simply ending your day with a completely different tone.
Which leads us right to our final takeaway. 10 minutes can change the tone of a night. And this is exactly where Lex Day fits into the picture. It's not about the pressure to hit some crazy page count. It's just a simple, natural way to make reading a totally seamless part of your evening. One page, a few minutes, right before sleep. So the question is, are you ready to change the tone of your night?